Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Q&A video. So I apologize, I am pretty late with this Q&A. Uh, the weekend just sort of got away from me because like I've been doing some recording, for music and stuff, and honestly, it's completely taken over my life. So I was just like, I told myself, okay, just an hour or two, just like do some stuff here, get some stuff done quick, and do whatever. And then all of a sudden, it's like 5-6 hours later. Not only that, there was some hockey on, and then there was some NFL on. So I was like, I wanted to watch all of that because it's only really on weekends and stuff. So I apologize if on weekends there's a lack of content for the next like 2 weeks, I guess. But yeah, thank you for posting all of your questions. If you want to take part in these Q&As, definitely go follow the Discord. It's tons of fun. We're almost at 1,400 members. It'd be really cool to actually hit that very soon. Lots of Walking Dead content on there. I mean, a lot of people talk about The Walking Dead. There's a Q&A section. There's channels for everything Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Tales of the Walking Dead. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So yeah, if you do want to join like a very vibrant and like alive Walking Dead community where it's a lot of fun, definitely go join the Discord. It's honestly, whenever I'm just bored, I'll just go into one of the chats and I'll see people talking and stuff, and then I'll just kind of join in. And sometimes it can get a little crazy. Sometimes people come up with some really wild ideas, but it's just that entertaining. So yeah, definitely go check out the Discord. The link for it is in the description. I hope to see you guys there. But let's actually get into some of the questions here. So first question here. Who were the new characters? One with Negan, one a girl with a staff. What will lead to the Stephanie mystery? Do you think the time jump will happen in 11:11 or more like 11:15? Well, on that last part, the time jump is happening between 9 and 10. So, yeah. And then what will lead to the Stephanie mystery? Well, it seems like she goes missing. I did just do a video on this. It seems like Maxwell Hawkins is key to this. So he's going to be a new character introduced most likely. I mean, it makes sense to do it. He's not a big character, but he is a character from the comic. Who are the new characters? One with Negan, one a girl with a staff. I don't know who the new characters were. I think the theory out there right now is it is the New Frontier, which I do wonder. I believe Negan, because remember, there's a time jump of like several weeks. I believe Negan's not going to be welcomed in Alexandria, or he'll feel like he's not. I don't think he's going to join the Commonwealth. I think he's just going to go out on his own. And I feel like that could be a separate story there in the beginning. Negan is the one that joins a separate community. He's the one that joins the New Frontier. And yeah, I think that could be a really interesting and clever way in introducing Clementine into this universe. I'm not saying she's going to be on the show. It's just introducing the idea that those elements of the game are actually in this universe, so that maybe in the future you can actually do a spin-off with Clementine, and then eventually she'll run into the New Frontier, right? Q&A on the new trailer of The Walking Dead Season 11 Part 2, who do you think is the person that Maggie is pointing the gun at along with the Commonwealth soldiers? I think she's pointing it at the Commonwealth soldiers. I think they went there to go and arrest them. I think they're probably looking for Daryl. And then I think she was just like, no, I don't want you to take him. And then there's just sort of like this standoff. I mean, I do think the Commonwealth in the end, they're going to win because they have, like, look how many people they have there, right? But yeah, I believe she's pointing it at a Commonwealth troop. It could be Mercer. It could be another leader. I mean, I imagine we're going to meet some more leaders and commanders, generals and stuff of the military, because there's no way Mercer leads all the time, right? I believe you need other characters because he can't be with every squad and every place. Like I believe he could be like the top general, but I believe there's going to be other Commonwealth troops too that go with other people, other leaders. Q&A, if Luke managed to return in season 11B, do you think he's going to survive throughout the season or somehow die from an unexpected situation, like gets bitten, possibly gets betrayed from someone, or gets killed by Sebastian? I don't think he's going to get killed by Sebastian. That's a bit too much. Honestly, Luke at this point, I feel like is sort of irrelevant to the show. It's kind of sad because I like the character a lot. I think he's just going to show up in the last part. I think if they go back to Oceanside, he'll just kind of show up. He'll be mentioned in one of the last episodes. He'll have like a last scene. Honestly, I don't think we're going to see much of Luke anymore. I think he's kind of done now in the show. I think that character overall is kind of done. Q&A, do you think Lance is a villain? He's too helpful and fake friendly. I think he is working with the CRM behind Milton's back. And then when he tries to get our group involved, they don't just follow blindly. Ooh, I like that idea. I mean, he is a villain, obviously. He does a lot of shady stuff for the Milton family and the Commonwealth. But, I mean, I like the fact that he has other motives, too. Maybe he is working with the CRM. Because, like, we know that there's going to be that element to part 2, right? It's just how. Like, is it just more of, like, a history thing where our characters learn of the CRM and that there were talks before in the past? Or is it more to do with Lance? Maybe we actually see Lance have a scene where he's talking with a CRM soldier, right? But the Milton family, the Commonwealth, know nothing of it. Like, that's also possible. So, I mean, yeah, I actually do wonder with that. I think that could be kind of cool. With there only being 3 episodes left to film of The Walking Dead and Andrew Lincoln being in the UK right now, do you think it's possible that they could have filmed the final episodes earlier while he was in America to make it seem unlikely for him to return? Example, film Andrew Lincoln in the final episode, let him return home, and then film earlier episodes. I mean, yeah, that's obviously possible. Like, people do that all the time. You know, if he was in the area kind of thing, then maybe they were like, do you want to do this? Or maybe that's why he was in the area, to just make it seem, you know, to kind of throw fans off. But it's honestly, it's kind of hard to say. I think there's still so much time until March. I think they're going to be done filming in mid-March. So in a month from now, they're going to be wrapping up on the second to last episode and going into the final episode ever. So if Andrew Lincoln's going to be there, I mean, the thing is, he's going to be there no matter what, right? I do believe they're probably going to throw a huge cast party kind of thing. And I just think that if Andrew Lincoln's around, I mean, he should be around. He's probably going to go there, right? He's going to go there to see everybody, to celebrate this whole thing. And like, it's going to be crazy. Honestly, it's going to be such an emotional thing to see. And I do really wonder, like, well, that's the thing. All of us are going to be wondering at that point. All of us are going to be like, well, this must mean he's going to be here. I wonder if he filmed something, blah, blah, blah. I mean, oh man, the next month and a half, I mean, right now it's starting. People are really watching the set of The Walking Dead right now. Like, there's I'm constantly seeing photos coming out. So, you know, people are really just glued right now to the set of The Walking Dead because obviously they're wrapping up right away. I think the showrunners and the writers and all the people in the production staff and everything, I think they all know that. And they're probably trying to keep things hidden. It's going to be hard, though. Honestly, it's going to be really hard over the next like month and a half because people are really gonna try and find out if like this character returns, what happens here, who's not here on set right now, right? So it's gonna be interesting. But unrelated to the trailer, but do you honestly think we will see Rick back with the survivors by the end of the series? I really don't think it's happening. It's just continuous disappointment from AMC over the last few years. Yeah, I mean, I get what you mean by that. Like, I'm so excited with it, but there is a part of me where I'm like, oh, they're probably not gonna do it. You know, like we're all expecting this one thing to play out, you know, and to happen, and then it never usually happens, right? But you got to remember too, this is the ending, and they have done things like they brought Madison back. They're definitely listening. Like, they really are listening. They're listening to what the fan base wants, and I think if we're talking about Rick showing up in the last episode, I mean, we got to start talking about it right now because we're a month and a half away. You know, I think that that's the thing too. Like, they're not taking down the set of Alexandria and all that yet. They're doing that in June. They're giving themselves until June in case they have to go back and film a little scene here and there. So, you know, like, it's not going to be completely taken down until June. And I will say the fact that they're taking everything down doesn't mean that they're done with Alexandria and the Hilltop and all that. And it doesn't mean that at all. All that means is that they don't want to keep paying the bills there for years if they're not going to be using Alexandria. Because I do think we're not going to see that community for a couple years. I believe the Daryl and Carol spinoff is going to be set elsewhere. We're going to be doing something else other than like any of that. And so there's sort of no use for it, right? Like, if the Daryl and Carol show is filming, say, next year, right? Like next summer or whatever, because they're not going to be filming this summer, right? They're going to be filming in the summer of 2023, most likely, or maybe later on this year. I'm not sure like what they actually have planned. Maybe they want to do a spring release, but like that show is going to be set somewhere else. So like, you know, you don't have to be set in Atlanta. And then at that point too, if it's only like 6 or 10 episodes, like Norman Reedus only has to be there for a few weeks or a few months, right? So like I kind of view it like there's no point in keeping Alexandria up and paying for that, right? Because that's expensive for them to do that, to keep that place intact, to keep that community there. I think it makes the most sense to just kind of get rid of it. And then in 4 or 5 years, you know, it's a long time. If they want to bring Alexandria back for a certain scene, then they rebuild it. Then they actually do that, right? And then I think it's so simple because, again, you don't have to use all the streets. You don't have to use everything exactly. I mean, you could. It'll be really nice. You know, I can already see a featurette on like a DVD or something, or just on YouTube being like the return to Alexandria. I could totally see that. Like, they're definitely going to be doing that. And so, you know, I think the fan base being a little worried that, oh, the Daryl and Carol show's not happening. oh, if they're taking this down, it means that we're never going to see it again. That's not necessarily true. It's just going to be a while. That's all. Because the characters are going elsewhere. Rick is at the not Commonwealth, but the CRM. He's going to be dealing with that. Daryl and Carol are going to be somewhere else. You know, like when The Walking Dead ends, we're not saying goodbye to the main characters, but we're saying goodbye to a lot of the other aspects of it, right? To like Eugene, Rosita, and all that. We're probably not going to see them again unless they're on Tales of the Walking Dead, or they show up randomly in a scene or something for, say, the Rick movies, right? Like, we're probably not going to see those characters again, which I know to some people is going to be really sad, but that's the nature of all of it. And Alexandria is in that too, right? Like, Alexandria, we're probably not going to see again unless, again, it's like 4 or 5 years down the road. And so it is a goodbye for now, but it's only because the actual main characters of this franchise are going elsewhere. And finally, last question here. Do you think if the New Frontier is discovered in part 2, that they can further be explored with a possible Clementine appearance in the Daryl and Carol spinoff? Ooh, I like that idea. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, you know what? I actually like that. I mean, I do think if it is the New Frontier, definitely that confirms obviously that Clementine's going to be in this universe. I wonder if they would play with that idea a little bit more in the Daryl and Carol spinoff, if maybe she's going to be a character in that show. I really wonder what they actually have planned here. So yeah, you know what? I'm actually really interested in that, but we'll know more as time goes on, right? Like maybe Daryl and Carol literally join the New Frontier. Maybe that's where it ends, right? Like, it'd be kind of crazy, but like you never know, right? So anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. Again, thank you so much for posting all of your questions on Discord. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.